All right. Yesterday I had my eyes checked, and I had my eyes checked at Ocala Eye, and I found that I was basically blind, although I can see. I don't know what that means. I had the wrong glasses on.
Can see.
Good morning, ladies. In the studio from Ocala Eye. Yes, we had a good time. Nikki, thank you so much. Everybody was so gracious over there. Hey, by the way, before we do anything, Dr. Vish is awesome, first of all.
Yes, he is.
He's an awesome artist.
Yes,
he showed me
is.
some art. And I had a thought when I was thinking about, because we didn't know he was an artist, I have a thought, not for art, but for music.
I didn't know he was an artist either.
Because you don't have a theme song, really.
What
You need a theme song.
We do need a theme song.
So if you have somebody in your office that can put a song together, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
We can do that. So
We were actually talking about that song.
he's an artist?
Yes, he does
Like paint?
watercolors, paint. No, he uses oil.
Yeah.
And he does brushes, but right now he's doing with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you're an
He
artist,
does
right?
portraits.
So
he
that
does
you have
portraits
something-
too, but
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what his dad does. His dad's a very big portrait artist, so that's what he first.
Is that his profession, is portrait artist?
I don't think so. I think it's a.
So
I think it's a
tough
hobby.
thing. Yeah. Yeah, so we had that in common.
That's awesome.
But you know, there was also a young lady, what was her name? Kylie? Was it Kylie? What
That
was-
worked you up, yes.
Yeah, worked me up. That's what you call it?
That's what we call it.
That's what wow.
Yes.
All right. So okay, let me tell the audience what the end result was. First of all, I had this experience because I hadn't had my eyes checked in a very long time, and I had to look down this road, like in the desert, and there was a balloon, and I had to tell nothing. I didn't tell anything. I just looked at the top of the balloon, which was cool. And then these blue lights came on, like the time tunnel. Do you remember the time tunnel? Okay. And so it was cool, right, Robin? It was,
Yeah, I
it was
thought
cool.
that was cool.
And somehow you figured something out about my eyes with that, which
did.
was awesome.
That's the newest, latest technology.
That gave us an automated reading of around about what your prescription should be, and it also gave us a bunch of readings about your corneal surface itself. So the irregularities on it, if you had some dryness, things like that.
And Dr. Vish, are you guys going to invite him in one day?
We
To
can.
do this?
Sure,
Yeah.
we can.
He said I had small cataracts,
Oh, good.
and I always wanted a small cataract.
Everybody's bucket list.
Congratulations.
In the 60s, they were big. Remember that?
Now they're small.
So tell me, okay, so you said I have, what are these glasses I'm wearing right now?
You're wearing over-the-counter reading glasses, which you can buy at any drugstore, grocery store,
That part I knew, but you had a number for them.
325.
plus
right?
325s.
Okay. What does that mean?
We're like, that's
just
about it, the as
power.
most magnified as you can buy
it's
over the
almost
counter.
the highest power you can get over the counter anywhere.
Okay.
That's
And
really
it's just
strong.
basically magnification. The 325 just stands for the number, and that's a pretty.
And why? I mean, they work here. I can see this.
Yeah, because that's for that, like, focal length.
Because that's really pretty much near.
So does
for
that
you.
mean the glasses I'm going to get now, the new ones, will have 325 on the bottom?
It'll be around about that? Yes.
Oh, okay,
It'll actually.
okay.
It'll be kind of what your top part of your glasses prescription is, plus what you need to be able to see
considered to
near.
be, they call it total near power.
Yes.
So it's the distance and the near combined.
When you guys dilated my eyes?
Yes, we did.
Everybody was so white.
Oh,
I mean, you've got a nice tan, Nikki, and
I wouldn't have wanted to seen you yesterday then. I can't be
He
it.
said, he said Robin looked like Casper.
she did, yeah.
And Dr. Vish was totally white.
Yes, he
I
said
don't
Dr. Vish was
understand
white.
that. I've never
Well,
heard
it was
that.
after he did his exam. So after he shined that light in his eyes with
So
the
you just-
lens.
you had
So
some-
yeah.
Everybody was white.
Yes.
That's
Right?
funny.
Yeah, it was like when you take because I do digital art. So when you in digital art, sometimes you put a mask over things. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's almost like looking through like a white tissue or something, and that's what it looked like. I was looking everybody through a white cloth or something.
Did you end up going with the progressive or
Yes.
bifocal or
We went with the progressive.
So let's
Nikki
talk
was my
about
coach.
that. You're going to have to be patient
Yes.
because your brain has never really had to work through these transitions of where you are seeing at distance, where you're seeing it intermediate, where you're seeing it near. So you're going to go through a 2-week period of acclimation that's not going to be probably the easiest thing to do. For example, when
Oh,
you
really?
walk downstairs for the first time, you're gonna look. It may look like the stairs are coming up. Your depth perception may be
my
off for
God.
a minute, but really, truly,
Don't
if
go to
you
New
will
York
wear
right now,
them,
Robin.
yeah, maybe not going down the
Subway is
subway.
gonna be-
I would say maybe for 2 weeks, but really, truly, if you put your mind to it. And you know that you're going to get up and wear them all day for 2 weeks, you will adjust fine.
I will.
But
And
Yeah.
don't go back
always
to your
tell-
readers.
Yes, don't go back.
Oh, I
No matter
won't.
What you do.
I won't.
We're going to take them. Cannot
You
do it.
can't flip them on and off.
Your brain needs to go, okay, this is my new normal. And then once it realizes that's your new normal, then it acclimates and you never
And I'll
think
be able
about
to
it
see
again.
better at night too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All the lights won't
I'm
be.
assuming you're going to see a lot better in general.
Yes.
Like your dashboard's great that's clear, but I want to be clear as a pedestrian too. And I think you're going to experience
Oh my
that.
gosh. Yes.
So-
You want to take a phone call?
Sure.
All right. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. I have a suggestion for a theme song. It's an oldie from the 50s, Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, any number of people have sung it. You could probably find it anywhere on YouTube.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Jeepers Creepers. Thanks for the suggestion.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good morning, all.
You
Good
too.
morning.
No, get one of you guys to write one. Something new.
We need to make our own
so
up.
when we went to our conference, we call it's called the Leaf Conference, but it's just ophthalmology groups, and we range from being groups in there have 80 doctors down to groups in there like having 4 doctors, but we all get together. Well, I was telling Lindsey this last week that one of the practices in Arkansas, they took the music to that song. I think it's called Fight Song or something like that, and they recreated the song in about
really?
vision, and it was so good. And their new employees have to be able to rehearse that song. She walks up to people and starts singing parts of the song, and they have to be able to pick up
Oh,
where she
gosh.
left off, because basically it's just their motto, that, and about how they fight for vision. And
You have a fun
rights.
office, by the way. Speaking of, like office culture, right?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
We do.
Yeah, it was fun. Everybody was so nice, and I felt so big in there.
We didn't get to see much of you, though, Lindsay.
I know. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I didn't even notice it was you. Here's how
were-
bad my eyes are. Well, and I just had the thing happen. What is it called?
You were dilated.
The grazes.
Thing.
Yeah. And you were down the hall, and I said, "Hey," I just waved at a person. And then
was me.
I knew when you got close, and I knew it was you. Yeah.
I know.
so
I'm sorry.
awesome.
We had to run down to the villages real quick
Yeah.
and then take care of one other thing at the new building. And then I was like trying to run and get over there, but I was right at the very end of that. So I'm sorry.
I saw your sign this morning. It said Ocala Eye coming soon when I passed the marketplace. So
Yep.
really nice. You can see it real good from
Yeah, they put
200.
that up, I think, Thursday afternoon because it wasn't there when I came to work on Friday. It was there. I was like, oh, I was on the phone with Wes. I
on
was like,
there.
our sign's there.
I mean, it's really, the new building is really coming along, so
Yeah.
you'll have to drive a little bit, like maybe 2 miles or something, to get to us from where you are now. So
So you know what was embarrassing about yesterday when the doctor said, "What's the word again? Rosacea."
Yes.
He said,
Well,
I don't know
yeah.
why that embarrasses me, but it does.
He started
we were
talking
right.
about his eyelids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he saw it through the
I
microscope.
said to Dr.
whatever.
Vish, we've been talking about rosacea at
Yeah.
the radio station.
blepharitis, did he say that he had that?
Did he?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's just your eyelids. It's
inflammation.
it's just
Blepharitis?
Bleph, BLEPH, blepharitis.
Blepharitis.
So what was your favorite thing of the exam?
Hanging out with you guys. I think that was fun. Just hanging out. Yeah, that was fun.
What would maybe be the one thing that you
as far
didn't
as the
like?
glasses? Oh my
No,
gosh.
just in general of your whole exam. Everything.
the favorite thing. Well, everybody's just nice. It was fun. Everybody was okay.
So as a patient, did we set your expectations?
Yes.
And kind of like as far as like, did you kind of understand what you were going to have to go through when you were there?
you on the show? Absolutely.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Absolutely. I was kind of aware of what was going on, and Nikki was
Good.
right there too. That helped.
That helps. Not every listener will get Nikki leading on through the
In fact, I
exam.
think the doctor was surprised that you were hanging out. Right?
He's
Yeah.
probably like, what's going on here?
You have another phone call. You ready?
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mary. Long-time listener. This is Jean.
Hey, Jean.
Opening song for the program?
Yeah.
I'm beginning to see the light.
Very good.
That's a good one, too.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And we were told some of our listeners went there and they were very satisfied.
Yes.
with
Oh,
the
good,
different
good.
aspects.
Yes,
that
they were
had to
actually
have
talking
taken.
about Dr. Vicious' patient that called in that day that was so happy with their cataract surgery.
Yeah.
Larry and her are Facebook friends, so they were talking about their interactions with her.
Experience.
Yeah.
She's got a bird that can open her garage door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It can mimic the
sound of the
frequency
controller.
her garage door opener.
That is incredible.
You can't hear
that's
it,
really
but
cool.
the bird can hear it. And the bird opens and closes, open and closes. I just find that fascinating.
I do too.
You have another phone call.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So see, we have another song suggestion. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Hey.
See, I'm in the market for some new sunglasses, non-prescription. Is there a tint or a color that one should stay away from that would not be that good for your eyes?
No, I think the most important thing is that you talk to whoever you're purchasing those glasses from about what activities you do.
Right.
Because those tints and colors are all based upon the recreational things you do outside, whether it's gardening or fishing or
Golfing,
golfing.
or softball, or whatever
Yeah.
the case might be.
So there's definitely, and then that comes after the protection level. So you want to make sure those are going to give you that full broad spectrum of UV protection. But yeah, all of those tints and colors help you to do certain activities better. So they cut contrast, or sometimes they add contrast, and so it really just depends on what you do.
Yeah, I had a very close friend years back that when he wore his sunglasses, he always would get a headache later on in the day, and he went and got a different color and it went away.
I don't know. It could have been back in the day when they weren't. Now, you have to remember, when you buy something over the counter, they're not mandated. So you could think you're having a green tint, and it could be the quality or the impurities in that were bothering the patient. We do see that.
I was going to say, it could have just been how it was
But,
filtering that light in there
yes.
that was causing you to have.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you are buying a pair of sunglasses that you're going to wear every day, you're going to want to get an optician to kind of give you guidance on that and what you need, especially if you're just wanting to buy ones that aren't prescription.
Right.
But yeah, I guess it could have been something impure in the lens tint itself that caused that.
I know definitely.
With regular glasses, a prescription or not, do you recommend getting glasses that are shatter-proof?
Yes. Yes.
Or do you have to request that at the doctor's office?
Not if you are purchasing them in an optical shop. Most likely, they're going to give you. We very rarely do we sell glass lenses, so that we do, but we make you sign a waiver and we go through all those risks. But no, for the most part, when you buy them and you're buying them through the optical shop, those lenses are going to be already set to the quality that you would need for driving, because we always think about windshields and airbags. So all of those glasses that you're purchasing through the optical shop, I've already met those standards.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I know definitely if I go, if I forget my sunglasses and run into the Jiffy store, I can
get a
definitely tell the difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Especially
for sure.
polarized.
Yeah.
I get like swimmy kind of motion sickness. Actually, matter of fact, there's Costas that I can't wear because they give me that, because they're like more for like the water. So they're the ones with the blue lenses bother me in the car, but I love them when you're out on the water. So it really is something that you have to talk to the optician about and say, this is what we're doing with them.
And what fits your face best.
Yes, absolutely.
And Lindsay, you said earlier that when Larry comes to get his new glasses, you'll take his old ones. Will they be going to? Are they going to be part of the stock that you're going to be able to use?
No. Yeah. Well, yes. We'll.
Lions Club.
Yeah. We actually have a bucket that sits at each front desk at all our locations that you can bring your old glasses to that don't work very good for you anymore, or if you just wanted a different pair, and that gets taken over to the Lions Club for patients or people who can maybe benefit for those glasses.
So I asked about sunglasses yesterday, and Lisa, the lady who
Lisa?
helped me with the glasses, suggested I go to the flea market.
Well, he was wanting clip-ons.
For the
So
clip-ons.
for the frames that we found for him, and she said they make them in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
So that sounds like a good idea. But I was also wondering, could I come back like with that same prescription and get sunglasses?
Yes.
Yes.
You
So
can.
so it's the same prescription, everything,
Yeah.
just they're dark.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
And you
Personally-
can get different coatings on the type of sunglass you want as well, so they can.
Coatings like.
Well, I mean like the colors of your sunglasses. You can you can make it that same way. So whether
what color?
they're amber or whether they're.
So my activities include driving.
Okay.
That's about it.
But do you ever go out?
You go outside and paint.
Yeah.
And you do things like that.
I
in
would
the
have
sun,
to include that.
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
If you're
you
going to
want to
wear
take those things into
glasses.
consideration.
But
Probably.
wouldn't it change like the color? Like when you're painting, wouldn't you say, "Oh, I got a nice color here," and when you look at it without sunglasses, you go, "Whoa, look at that."
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's what
I
we
think
have
that's
opticians
a
for.
good question
Yeah.
for one of them. I mean, I know people that are into photography and things like that. They'll recommend the certain like tint for them because when they're scoping out like the area that they're gonna get their best photograph,
Oh, wow.
they'll sometimes use their sunglasses to kind of see where they're. But I mean, we're not opticians. We just hear them talk about these different options.
You know what I have a question about? Does hard light, and I'm going to define hard light, and I've mentioned this before, the light that reflects off of the car in front of me, that is really hard light. Does that actually cause cataracts? Does that stimulate some deterioration
No, it's
in
just a
another way?
reflection.
No, nothing, huh?
I mean, I think it's going to stimulate you to be fatigued and aggravated because it's probably causing your pupil to clench, I mean, to kind of contract, and that can give you a headache. But no, I mean, that's the everyday exposure is definitely going to make those cataracts a little bit worse. But that's the exposure we get from just walking outside.
Really? So people like in Norway, they don't have cataracts or whatever?
Absolutely. There's actually studies on different countries and their sun exposure and the different, the age of their cataracts. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why we're saying UV protection is super important, not only for the cataract,
Yeah, you
because
mentioned
that's easy.
you had a whole show that you did one time on that.
Yeah, it really does make a difference.
So can you get tint on your glasses for just working on the computer?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, you can. It depends on if it bothers people. I mean, if you're not bothered by your computer light, I mean, some people to just change the brightness of their screen, but depending on probably what programs you're using and the colors
And
that are
how
involved
long.
with those programs,
long you're on it.
there are specific coatings that can go on your glasses just for the glare from computer screens.
Rob and I have two different experiences from working on a computer too long. Hers, like she sees spots, right?
Yeah.
Me, it's the same experience as if I'm if I'm working on a piece of art that's just a piece of paper, and I'm just looking close for a long time.
Just blurs.
It's the same thing. Like looking up at like when you drive, you have to wait a little while. Okay, I'll be able to see.
Well, some of that too is when you're doing something like that you're concentrating very hard on, you have a decreased blink rate. So when you're concentrating,
really?
you tend to not blink as many times per minute as you would if you're normally having a conversation or driving your car or whatever with someone. And so that causes your eyes to be a little bit dry and
And you're using your accommodation system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do that. Like, I was on the computer before I came here. My eyes get irritated, like dry and scratchy and just like, because I don't blink, and I know all of these things. I even have a little
Zora
more
actually
tears.
needs glasses as
and
well,
I do.
but she chooses
But I
not
choose
to
not
get
to
them.
use them because, I'm like you. I want to cheat as long as I possibly can. But, no, I think it definitely, everybody does have a little different.
So I want the audience to know that you made me totally comfortable yesterday. I was completely trusting of everybody there. I knew that you.
It was painless.
It was painless, except asking me to not blink is like, oh my gosh, now I'm going to blink. Now that you've asked, but I just for the audience. I mean, part of the reason you do the radio show is so that the audience can know that they can trust you, and so absolutely. I mean, I was completely confident that everybody was going to do their job and diagnose my eyes correctly. So
We're glad to hear
Awesome.
that. I mean, I honestly have to say, patients that come in and do their new patient survey, that's typically
am I going to get one of them?
you will. Mm-hmm, to
Do I get a free hamburger?
Any recommendations?
No, we don't.
Don't do free hamburgers afterwards?
We don't do free hamburgers because Medicare says we can't. But we can't do any type of promotion. But what we can say is that we really do read their feedback. So we get bad feedback sometimes. They say you need to do this or you do that. You move me too many times, or I didn't know the name of my technician. So we will take those surveys and we go back to the staff and we talk to the staff and say, listen, we've had a patient say they didn't even know your name. So did you introduce yourself?
Everybody
explain their
introduced
job?
themselves to me.
So,
Yeah.
But we always use it as an opportunity. So even when it's bad feedback, we want to know how we can make it better. I mean, we're not.
We can't
perfect,
grow
but-
without it.
No,
I mean,
we can't. Yeah,
We can't
So
change the patient's
we-
experience
we
if
really
we don't
do
know what
try.
their actual experience was.
Yeah.
And the frame issue was really good because you know Larry and the size of his
Well,
face.
I
and
knew we were going to
everything,
need extra
so-
large frames, so I had Liz send some from Magnolia to Paddock Park.
There's only two
So-
men with my size
That's right. No,
PD.
Lisa told him that he's the only one that she's seen with a PD bigger than Dr. Jenks, and
Yeah.
and her husband.
So
Do you know what it was?
I didn't even.
I am so
I don't
happy
remember what it was.
that I can tell everybody I get the biggest PD in Ocala.
They don't even know what that stands for.
No, I don't either, but that's okay. I'm just going to pretend.
Well, I would be on the other spectrum of the
Ex-
tiniest. So
Explain the number, like 2020. Mine wasn't 2020. What was mine?
You were 2025. Is what we can get you.
2025.
So
That doesn't
one line
sound so bad.
above that. No, that's really good.
Okay.
Considering you're
That's
seeing
great.
2100 and
That's great.
2200 right now. So
See, that I don't understand that number. What does that number mean?
that means that you're seeing that size print at 20 feet. So that's how we mimic.
but I could see it at 200.
Right.
Normal eye could see it at
Oh.
200 feet, but you can only see it at 20 feet. Well, not me, but
So what does
normal eye.
2025 mean? What does that mean?
This has to do with the size of the print. So the number in the back is changing the size of it and how far away you can see it at.
So that means that what a normal eye could see at 20 feet, you could at 25 feet, you can only see at 20. So that's still normal. That's only a 5
okay.
5 foot difference. So it's it's not really truly. I mean, a lot of people walk around with 20/40 vision.
That's legal driving
Yeah,
vision in the
legal
state of
driving
Florida.
vision.
So
Oh, okay. So I was okay to drive.
Oh, yeah.
no,
technically
No.
right now, probably not. No.
No.
With the glasses, though.
Yeah. With your glasses, you will
With
be.
his
Yeah.
glasses. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
With the new glasses, not with these glasses.
we
Well,
should
for the
say-
Highway Patrol, if you listen,
Yeah.
Robin drives me everywhere.
There we go. I was gonna say we should have been careful with that question on here. They're gonna have you. They're gonna sit by your car outside.
Yeah.
But no, we have that all the time when patients come in and they
Right.
say, "Well, you're gonna dilate my eyes. I can't see to drive." And I'm thinking, "You drove here." I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but yeah, a lot of times people have a hard time understanding what 20/20 is normal. So that means that all the mechanisms in your eye are seeing the way that are functioning, and you're seeing what we consider to be the normal vision.
Right.
So if you're seeing at 2100, that concerns us because you should be able to see it at 20 feet. I mean, at 100 feet, you can only see it at 20. So that means when you're driving, let's say a sign that you should be able to read at 100 foot away, you have to be 20 foot from it
Yeah,
to see.
yeah,
So,
And the reason that we could only get you to 2025 is because you do have, just like he talked about, moderate cataract formation, nothing
Yeah.
that we need to do anything about, but that limits you to be able to get all the way to 2020. So that's why we were only at 2025,
Have you
which
ever
is
been
still
to?
really good.
Have you ever been to the Keys?
A long
Florida
time
Keys?
ago.
All right, everything in the Keys is identified by the mile marker.
oh yeah,
Right?
that's true.
Like Joe's hamburger stand is that mile marker, whatever, right?
Right.
And I can't see mile markers anymore. And yeah, I know. Around here, I haven't been to the Keys in forever. But,
Right.
but I thought to myself, if I go to the Keys, how am I going to know where anything is?
Well, now you're gonna know.
You will with
I
these new
did
glasses.
squint.
Well, the good thing is there's only one way in and one way out
Yeah.
there.
You can't get too lost.
When you travel, Lindsay, to the different offices, what does your job entail when you have to go from office to office?
It just depends. Making sure that clinic is running well. If even if a piece of equipment needs to be dropped off to another location, even covering for someone if I need to. It just kind of all depends on the day, really.
Nice. Wow.
I really can't think of a day that I've ever just stayed at one location ever. They're my week.
Is that right?
No,
Wow.
I start out at my office every morning, but I never.
So the office I was in is closing,
Yeah.
and you're moving to Heathbrook. Is that what it's
Yes.
called over there? Okay, yeah, that's a nice area.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
It is humongous.
You gonna miss this spot?
No.
Do you? None of you really worked there, right? I mean, you were all
I
there
did.
yesterday,
My
right?
office used to be there. I moved across the street, and Lindsay's office is there. I mean, I love the location. I love the building, but it's not set up for patient
Right.
ease when we're going through the different exams, and we're really working hard on reducing the number of times the patient has to move rooms.
right.
So that office, we weren't able to really achieve that. So in the new building, we will. So
Plus, you
we're-
had waterfront property during Hurricane Irma.
we definitely did. We
Yeah.
definitely did, and lots of ducks. We won't get stopped by the ducks
No,
now.
that's true.
I
Yeah,
literally could claim that's why
Yeah.
I was late for meetings. So I'm like, listen, I let the ducks pass.
They do. They go from that one side to the other on the
Oh,
road.
really? That happened this morning?
It just,
That
I mean, in
happens
general,
all
they're-
the time to me.
Yeah, and they do not hurry across that road.
Or like yesterday, Lindsay and I were coming down the road, and a car is driving down the wrong side. That happens to me all the time in that
Why?
area.
Wow.
They need
have
glasses,
no idea.
maybe.
This guy didn't even, when he decided that he was going to come into the right lane where Lindsay and I were, he didn't even stop. He just kind of came over to us.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
He just didn't want to go down and make the U-turn.
Yeah,
so
it
he
was
just
a
wanted
mess.
to cut through real
Yeah.
quick.
So I'm your one eye exam guy, and I'm going to be a know-it-all just for a second. If you need glasses, go to Ocala Eye.
Thank you.
I mean, it's as simple as that, right? Because you guys know what you're doing. You're going to be real easy to work with, and you'll be so happy. I can't wait to get my glasses.
I'm excited for
We
you
are
to get them too.
excited.
I'm ready to
Yeah. I'm
hear how
going
you
to go
see.
everywhere.
Robin might not have to drive for a minute.
I know,
You know?
that'd be
Do you know-
great.
Yeah.
Do you
Being
know?
a passenger.
So here's a couple of really good examples. We went to Radio City Music Hall Thanksgiving. We were sitting pretty close. I honestly could not see Santa Claus.
Oh, no.
The face. I mean, I
Yeah.
couldn't. See, I mean, I could see his outline and everything,
Yeah.
and I knew it was him. And the Rockettes. I mean, you can see their legs, but you can't see their faces.
Y'all need to go back now that you're going to have
Gotta
all
go
this
back.
new
Be able to
world.
see things.
This is a whole new world for you. then.
Yes, it will
And
be.
another thing, do you ever watch like foreign films where they're closed captioned? Mm-hmm. I used to do this more often, but now I can't. It's impossible.
you
I'll
can
be
get
able to
back
read the words
into
again.
it.
Yeah.
See, listen, that's what we're saying. We can't necessarily, and sometimes we do change lives, but we change people's lifestyles. I mean, we have people that we had a patient one time that had cataract surgery, and I worked her up and she started crying, and I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, I'm an artist and I haven't been able to see true colors in years, and I can finally see the colors, and I'm like, oh, now I'm crying, you know. I come
wow.
out, the doctor's like, what's wrong?
That was
And
a
I'm like,
cataract girl? A cataract
yeah, a lady
patient,
that
I mean?
had cataract
Wow.
surgery. So that's why we do our job. I mean, she was like, I haven't seen color since in years, and she was so overwhelmed. This is on day one.
I wonder what her paintings looked like to her after she had the surgery.
I don't know, but she was overwhelmed.
Was the green too green and that kind of stuff? 'Cause
I don't
wonder
know.
if I'm doing that.
I don't know.
You'll let me know, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, so I think that when we can give somebody back something that they have loved to do but lost
That's
it.
what it's about, right?
Yeah, that's why we do it.
You ladies are wonderful.
Thank you.
So
We like you guys
caring.
too.
Thank you to all of what you do. Thank you for doing the show. Nikki, thank you for taking me by the hand and helping me get through this yesterday.
Yes, thank you, Nikki.
And also to the other people who helped me yesterday. I can't remember everybody who
And
was there.
Kylie and Dina.
Yeah, the lady from the Bronx. Who was the lady from the Bronx?
Dina.
I was going to say,
And
Dina.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa was there.
Lisa was an optical, yep.
Yeah.
Everybody else, put Ocala Eye on your list of things to do so you can see better.
Thank you.
Look,
Thank you.
Look at the road chair. See that? Thank you.
Thank you.
And you got to get a song. So we don't
Okay,
have
we're
this-
going to get a song.
song.
We're going to sing it. You didn't know we were singers.
Oh, I hope so. That would be so much fun. All right, we'll be right back.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from the source WOCA. The Florida Department of Health is warning Marion County residents that an unvaccinated emu has tested positive for eastern equine encephalitis. Human remains found in DeLand last month are those of a missing 16-year-old Lake County girl. A Highlands County sheriff's deputy has died after he was shot Sunday while responding to a dispute over a cat. Officials say a crash between two personal watercraft in Tampa has killed a 42-year-old